On a dark night in 1986, the bowels of Chernobyl became the epicenter of one of the most devastating disasters in human history. Between guarded secrets and catastrophic consequences, embark with us on this fascinating and frightening journey through the radioactive corridors of a tragedy that changed the course of humanity. Prepare to discover the hidden mysteries, heroic narratives, and impactful lessons of Chernobyl, a dark chapter that echoes to this day. Welcome to the Exclusion Zone, where history intertwines with tragedy and resilience. Our story begins in the 1970s when construction of the Chernobyl nuclear power plant in Ukraine began. The Soviet Union aimed to develop a cutting-edge nuclear facility to meet its growing energy demands. Completed in 1983, Reactor 4 was a graphite-moderated reactor of the RBMK 1000 design. It was touted as safe and efficient but had inherent design flaws that would later contribute to the disaster. One significant flaw was the reactor's positive void coefficient, which means that as steam voids formed within the reactor core during an accident, the reactivity in the core increased, instead of decreasing as in other reactor designs. On April 25, 1986, the reactor operators and engineers at the Chernobyl plant were conducting a routine safety test. The objective was to assess how long turbine coast down, the natural dissipation of energy in the turbines, could supply the main circulating pumps before emergency systems kicked in. As the test started on April 26, the operators turned off various safety systems, violating the approved procedures. This decision, coupled with a series of human errors and miscommunications, resulted in a dangerous power reduction. The reactor became unstable. With the increased power output, a steam explosion occurred, triggering a series of explosions that ruptured the reactor vessel and released radioactive material into the environment. The explosion and subsequent fires led to the core meltdown, where the fuel rods melted, resulting in a radioactive lava. The immediate response was chaotic as plant personnel struggled to understand the severity of the situation. The initial assessments downplayed the extent of the disaster, causing delays in evacuation and protective measures. It wasn't until the early hours of April 27 that the Soviet government acknowledged the severity of the accident and the need for immediate action. They mobilized thousands of firefighters, soldiers. The Soviet Union also implemented a massive containment operation, involving the construction of the iconic sarcophagus over the damaged reactor. This sarcophagus was meant to contain the radioactive materials. The city of Pripyat, which was mainly inhabited by nuclear power plant workers and their families, is one of the most striking examples of this abandonment. The empty playgrounds, abandoned buildings, and traces of the daily lives of residents who had to leave in a hurry have created a surreal landscape that attracts visitors from all over the world. Despite its abandonment, the exclusion zone around Chernobyl is inhabited by a surprising variety of wildlife. Wolves, wild horses, foxes, and birds found refuge in the absence of human presence. This created a unique environment where nature has adapted to the persistent presence of radiation. The abandoned city of Chernobyl is a constant reminder of the devastating consequences of nuclear disasters and continues to be a place of interest for tourists, scientists, and documentary filmmakers seeking to better understand the impacts of the accident. Thank you for joining us on this historical journey through the events leading up to the Chernobyl nuclear disaster. If you found this video informative, please subscribe to our channel and hit the like button to support our work. We'll continue bringing you engaging content and stories.